Welcome back, my Duelist friends. It is time for deck number 2 for Speed Duel Sunday this week. We're going to go with the Roids are alright. Maybe you guys haven't seen the other deck. If you do want to see it, it was the Gate Guardian build featuring the new skill Behold Gate Guardian. And again, these are the 3 times structure builds. So one more time, I'm going to bring down the piece of paper. Probably going to do this on the next video as well. We're using these lists that were provided to us by Konami in order to be the 3 times structure. We're not going to be using any of these additional cards here or the other skill cards. So the goal is for people that are playing a box or cubed format, building a lot of structure decks. This way they can have fun on the weekends or during the weekdays, whatever. This way we can help you guys get those boxes filled out. And, never hurts to have a little more fun with the game, considering it's a game. And, Speed Duel is almost the furthest thing from a sport you could be. Not saying you can't be great at it. It's just way more fun to be goofy with it. So, obviously, we're going to be doing Vehicroids, which means we need Syrus Truesdale. And the skill card that we are given is the Roids are alright. And they are alright. So what does this do? Vehicroid Connection Zone can be used to fusion summon any Roid monster from the extra deck. All Roid monsters you control whose original level is 6 or lower can be normal summoned or set without a tribute. And if a non-fusion Roid monster that you control, whose level is 6 or lower, attacks an opponent's monster, gain attack equal to its level times 100, so up to 600 points, during a damage step only. If you control a non-machine monster, flip this card over. And again, this can only flip over at the start of the duel. So if you're playing non-machines, once you've done it, you've lost access to this card. So again, big benefits, but only if we're willing to play straight archetype, which today we definitely are. And we get an extra deck this time. So let's get into it. First up, we're going to need 3 copies of Roids, and I cannot wait to see this guy in more decks because I'm going to be putting him in so many of them. Before damage calculation, if this attacks defense position monster, just destroy that card. We had so many good cards in the past that did this in the main game. Some of the first were like the Sasuke Samurai. Sasuke Samurai did some great things. Of course, he was only for face down defense, and this could work for face up. And then additionally, when we got to the level monsters, I want to say it was Mystic Swordsman level 2. Had a very similar effect. However, Roid took it to the next level. He is the most powerful of the 3 at 1600. And of course, he doesn't discriminate. Face-up defense, you better watch out too. So no big defenders for you, which is good. Speaking of defenders, we are going to use one. We're going to use Gyroid. Fun, because we actually got him in the last Battle City box as well. The first time this card would be destroyed by battle every turn, it is not. So it does take 2 attacks to take him out. However, again, if we're using Roid, we can just push through by effect. Since we are going to be using the skill card, I'd like to go ahead with the Steamroid, because Steamroid adds a very fun, almost beatdown aspect to this. First off, starts off at double 18s. Second off, when it attacks an opponent's monster, gains 500 during the damage step only. And if attacked, loses 500 during the damage step only. So again, he can either be a 13 or he can be a 23. And when he's attacking and the Roids are all right, that 23 could be 27. We're talking about being able to punch over the Dark Magician with a Steamroid. Okay? I don't know how many of you find that exciting. I find this thrilling. Because, guys, come on, it's Steamroid. Next up, gotta use Submarine Roid. The ultimate hit and run tactic. And if my old buddy AJ is watching this, which I kind of doubt, he retired from this game a long time ago. And unfortunately, we just sort of fell out of talking. This is one of those things that he played along with Hydrogeddon, Mother Grizzly, and Leviathan Dragon back in the day. I'm talking like 2000, and I want to say it was 3 or 4 or 5. Somewhere in that early game time period when we had all of these things. So, man, it might have been closer to 06 because of this thing. But it was this really sweet Leviathan Dragon control detonation thing. It was goofy. And what I always loved about this is this card can attack the opponent direct. If it does, Damage inflicted is the original attack of this card, so you can equip it all you want as like a almost like a threat to the opponent. Or again, with the skill card, again, it's not battling a monster, so I don't think it's going to get the power up. But if you equipped it with something, again, it's going to be very fair. It's only going to do the 800, which is fine. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled, you may change it to defense mode. And again, it's got a very healthy 1,800 defense points. So again, it's very similar to Gyroid. This deck almost throws a punch and then settles back into a guard. Very fun, very good deck. And then last up, we got Roids, aka Dollar General Optimus Prime. Let's check his GoBot self out. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, equip the destroyed monster to this card. Gain attack equal to the combined attack of all monsters equipped to this by its own effect. Now, the way I played, he's Fusion Bait. He's part of the material. He does have that great 2k defense stat. And let me actually read ahead real quick. I do have a way for him to actually get his effect off. Now, he's another one of those cards I really want to play in another deck. So this way we can go ahead and make him the best. So again, if you guys are looking forward to that, I'm looking forward to building it for you. Let's get into spells, shall we? First up, Vehicroid Connection Zone. Because again, in a world full of polymerization, the skill card makes this able to be polymerization. Normally, we can use this to fusion summon any Vehicroid fusion monster from the extra deck, using monsters from the hand and field as fusion material. And if we do, it cannot be destroyed by card effects, and its effects cannot be negated. So again, we check this out. Any Roid, fusion summon one Vehicroid. I don't see the problem here. I don't know why the thing said that. But I guess it's because like Steam Gyroid doesn't have the word Vehicroid in the name. And it's got to be the most of it. So this way we can play both of those types of cards. But again, if we had chain material, this card would be off the chain. But again, we don't need to talk about that right now. That's something I could dream up in a later thing. Let's talk about the weapon change. This works for both warriors and machines. Once during each of your standby phases, you could choose to pay 700 life points. And if you do target a warrior or machine that you control, switch the current attack and defense of the target until the end of the opponent's next turn. So remember, opponent's next turn, the current attack and defense. So it's not going to change originals, so don't be getting sweet ideas about Submarine Roid attacking directly for 18. No, but you could definitely punch a monster at 18 and fall to defense. But this is how we want to get Roid up to the 2K. To just go ahead bap the opponent's monster card and then get it as an equip card, disallowing them cards in the discard pile should their strategy call for that. But again, to just further equip the Roid into more power. And then once he's doing that, obviously just keep building off of that. However, if we played this to do that, chances are you're only going to get 2 equips at most, generally only the 1. So really think about your back row when you're playing this. Sounds great, much better in regular advanced format. Can cripple you a little bit here in Speed Duel. And then last but not least, we're going to be using 3, the Emergroid Call Trap card. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated while you control a Roid fusion, negate, send all cards with the same name as that card from the activating player's deck and extra deck to the graveyard. You can then banish this card from the graveyard to target a Roid in your graveyard. Add that to your hand. Use this effect you can only use this effect once per turn. So again, we need this in here. It's going to make our deck just a bit better by being able to negate stuff. So that's why we went with it. Let's look at our fusions. We're going to stack it with a full 6. We're going to go full 3 copies of Steam Gyroid, 22 by 16. Again, through the use of the skill and the Vehicroid Connection Zone, we can do this. And then we are going to use 3 copies of this Super Vehicroid Jumbo Drill. Let's read this paragraph together. If it attacks defense, it's piercing. Fusion summon can only be done with the above materials, so no substitutions, I guess. Steam, Drill, and Submarine. kind of went away from the Stealth Union for this, as there was no way for me to fluidly get all 4 of the materials needed. And I'm going to fix that in a later build. But as far as the 3 times structure, this is going to be the way that I suggest to play this one. So guys, I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe, just maybe, you would take 2 seconds to help support the channel with a like and possibly a comment. Let us know how we're doing, if nothing else. If you like it, let us know. If there's something we could change, let us know that too. Possibly subscribe, notification bell, or my favorite one, simply just go out and try to have a great day, all right? You guys do that. If you guys have already seen the Gate Guardian, cool, because we've got the Bastion Chemistry deck coming up next. If you haven't seen Gate Guardian, well, it's going to be about another hour from release of this to the Bastion deck, so maybe kill some time watching the other one. Either way, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and hope to see you guys again later. Peace.